Thank you. He's taking the weird smile. What's the smile mean? I mean, who's it, a Mona Lisa? What a kind of weird smile? I mean, it's so cute.
I think he likes to pretend he has information that people don't have.
Now he's smiling at the fact that WikiLeaks is going whole hog against the CIA. Trump seems to be smiling past the graveyard here. And we're our graveyard.
What? A smiling president? Let the impeachment begin. So somebody nominated President Donald Trump for the Nobel Prize. It could be real, it might be bogus, who cares? All I can say is, what took you people so long? Think about all he's accomplished so far. The stock market, it's nuts. Bigger jobs numbers than expected. Illegal crossings are falling. And 7 new planets got discovered. I mean, this guy's amazing. It kind of reminds me of a movie.
In a world where leaders move slow, one man hit fast forward and changed our lives forever. Nude Man on a Nude Unicorn Looking Awesome Films presents Donald Trump, Paul Ryan, and David Spade as Gus. Executive Action 4, 50 Days of Action. Rated MAG for Making America Great.
Warning, scenes of gratuitous employment, border enforcement, and winning.
Winning. So, all right, hold your applause. Even better, Donald Trump's forcing sad comedians to lose weight, like Lena Dunham, who told Howard Stern that she stopped eating because of Donald Trump. Somewhere, a Twinkie breathes a sigh of relief. But Trump's also forcing other celebrities to eat more. Barbara Streisand tweets, Donald Trump is making me gain weight. I start the day with liquids. Who doesn't? But after the morning news, I eat pancakes smothered in maple syrup. Yes. Babs is getting fatter off the batter. I imagine her sticky, syrup-soaked fingers typing out those tweets on her phone. Her phone sticks to her hand. It's disgusting and arousing, and it's Trump's fault. But maybe Lena and Babs can join forces. Babs can binge and Lena can purge. But you got to hand it to Donald Trump. He really gets under the skin of people who get under your skin. So what else? What else has he done? Well, first month on the job, he cut illegal crossings in half. How often in life do you cut anything in half? If you're Michael Moore, never. You don't share. You don't split anything, not even a hoagie. Trump also reworked Obamacare and arranged for a summit with 60 countries to talk about ISIS. Plus, there are other things you might have missed. For example, he took time to feed a gremlin. Check this out. It's so adorable. There you go. Oh. And he taught a cat the shell game. You don't know how hard this is, but he was doing this in the morning. There you go. Yes, finally, he's skydived without a parachute. He's there. That's him with Dobbs heading down. That's how they get to work. Anyway, so if anyone deserves the prize, it's Trump. He's already done more than Obama, yet Obama won it before he actually became president. That's weird. Fact is, the prize should be awarded not on how much the world loves you, but how much they fear you. So let's give Donald the prize, and while you're at it, put him up on Mount Rushmore right now. Seriously, how are those other guys up there and not Trump? I mean, Lincoln, he kept documents in his hat. It's just not right. And Jefferson, he had a bird named Dick. Lucky it wasn't the reverse. And Washington, I get it. He was our first president. But so what? It's easy being first. There are no predecessors, and that means no comparisons. But when you're the 45th, that's a lot to measure up to. And so far, Trump's not bad. The borders are more secure. Job numbers are up. Fuel pipelines are being built. Failing infrastructure is being addressed. Who knew Putin would be such a good president? Hello, everybody. All right, let's welcome our guest. Let's welcome our guest. She's so bright, bats are terrified of her. It's Kennedy, host of Kennedy on Fox Business Network. He's sharper than a #2 pencil. He's the author of Up in the Air and a columnist at Harper's Magazine, the great Walter Kern. And she only eats unhappy meals. National Review reporter and Fox News contributor Kat Timpf. And finally, a hula hoop is his pinky ring. TNA wrestler and Fox News contributor Tyrus. All right. Start with you. I'm going to start with you, Walter, because you're a weirdo. You were one of the first people that said that you thought Trump was going to win. I remember this. What do you? It's 50 days, 51 days. Assess his performance so far. How do you feel? Is he doing? He's fulfilling his promises?
Yeah, he's fulfilling his promises. He's driving the media crazy.
Yes.
He's selling out our country to Russia, and yet I haven't noticed any change. You know, he's bringing jobs back from other countries that needed them more than we did. Yeah, I think he's doing fine. You know, we know everything about his phone calls to foreign leaders. We know, you know, when he gets in fights with people. He's the most transparent administration in history so far because all the spies are leaking everything that goes on.
Also, and he won't shut up about it. Like, you know exactly what he's thinking because he tweets it, Kennedy.
Yeah.
What's your take on this guy? I mean, there are some things that I disagree with, obviously, and I was very critical of him during the campaign, but there are other things that make me think, like, he actually means it, whereas before I didn't think he did, but he actually means this stuff.
No, it's really interesting because, you know, there are people on the left, congressional leaders like Charles Schumer, Chuck, as we like to call him here in the industry.
I call him Chuck.
Absolutely, and Nancy Pelosi. And they would have you believe that every decision he makes, every executive order that he signs, every cabinet member he nominates and has confirmed, it is the beginning of the end of the republic. And it's given them a lot of opportunity to cry wolf.
Right.
And they cry so much that they've actually lost their voices, I think, a little bit. And it's funny because, as Walter points out, he's doing exactly what he promised to do. And for people who are supporters, this is fantastic news. This is a fulfillment the likes of which his political allies have never seen. But for his detractors, he's doing exactly what he promised. And then in the end, you know, we'll see how this great experiment plays out. But so far, I would have to say that he has the edge.
I think so, Kat. You know what? This is what happens, when you don't drink. Trump doesn't drink, so you never have a hangover. So you get up in the morning, you get a lot of work done because you're not feeling miserable. You don't want to die every morning. And I don't think he's capable of doing nothing. It's like you couldn't see him lying on a beach or parasailing with Richard Branson. I don't think he's that kind of person.
No, he has to do things because, again, you know, I can't imagine what I could accomplish if I didn't drink. And I never will know because I always will. But obviously the idea, for example, of Trump being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize is absurd, and anyone can nominate someone for that. But you know what's absurder is the fact that Obama actually won one preemptively. At that point, he'd done nothing except for maybe the swag with the peace sign for the O.
Yes.
So if, like, liking peace signs makes you, you know, get a Nobel Peace Prize, they should just have helicopters just throwing them down at Fish concerts. Give them to everyone.
Tyrus, what is your take so far? I mean, he's acting pretty fast. Yesterday on the 5, I called him the FedEx president because he delivers his policies overnight or promises. It's okay.
Listen, I'm trying really hard to respect the office.
Yeah.
And Trump, he's doing some things that he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
And for that, I commend him. But damn. The other stuff is just not needed, bro. You're winning. You won.
I know.
Run the country. Don't get mad at 6 in the morning. And maybe he should have a damn drink because he should be like, look, I said that stuff about the wire times. I was hungover. I was faded. We was partying like it was 1990. You know how it is. Cool, bro. I've been there.
Yeah.
I called a woman once and yelled about not letting me see my kid, and I never even dated her. Like, that's what happens when you drink sometimes. Then I'd be like, cool, you know how Trump is when he gets that, but stop with the extra stuff. You put your whole cabinet, you put other people's credibility in a bind because you're fighting, you're trying to fight They're unproven stuff. Look, they're saying fake stuff about me, so watch this.
Yeah.
But you're the president of the United States.
He organized a congressional bowling trip, which some, people who don't drink are always organizing activities because they need to.
Yes.
Okay, but I will
like
say
bowling.
this, for people who are attacking him, he understands the power of the presidency and the aura of the office so much better than his predecessor, which is surprising because Obama was such a celebrity, especially on the left. But what he didn't do, he didn't reach out to Republican senators and people in Congress and say, hey, man, come in the Oval Office and let's hang out. He chastised a reporter for asking if he would have a drink with Mitch McConnell. And President Trump realizes that he has to take people who are his greatest detractors, people who attack him relentlessly, invite them into the Oval Office because they are powerless to that aura that they pipe in from, obviously, a Russian vodka distillery.
All right. Last word, Walter, to you. Imagine if there were jobs lost this month, the media would be in full-throated mockery, I would think, correct?
Right. But instead there were jobs gained. The only problem is that the media doesn't realize it because they happen to be gained in places like Indiana, Michigan, and Pennsylvania where the media never goes.
Yes, exactly.
So it's invisible. Flyover jobs.
Yeah, flyover jobs. They don't exist.
Yeah.
Sure, there weren't more jobs in magazines. Why should I care?
Exactly.
All right, coming up, a story so fresh you'll want to wash its mouth out with soap. But first, the day without a women's strike. Kat Timpf was there. Sadly, she came back. This past Wednesday was a day without a woman protest. The organizers of the event gave people 3 options on how to celebrate. First, take the day off, because nothing says progress like sitting home alone in your bed eating fudge. Second, don't shop at businesses owned by men. Translation, support anyone but men. The men, by the way, who make up 95% of liquid waste treatment operators that allow you to flush whatever you flush on your precious day off after you eat all that fudge. And third, wear red. I guess they ran out of creative things. Anyway, so how'd the day go for the protesters? Well, they were arrested for blocking traffic outside a Trump International Hotel because blocking roadways shows them what a day without women looks like. 13 women were arrested in New York alone and were released with an unspecified court date. That's my favorite, court date. One woman who didn't get arrested was her own Kat Timpf, which is a shame. Instead, she showed up for a job, which happens to be annoying people on the street. Let's see what she found out.
Day without women, there's rallies all across the country, but I decided to strike the strike, otherwise known as working. All right, let's check it out. I'm working because I can't take a day off because I just know no man could just crank out these hot takes that I'm just cranking out all day long. I'm sorry, what? Hot takes. I'm like a hot take machine, just cranking them out all day long like no one else. That's great. Congratulations. I'm glad that you are doing your job. Very hot takes. Very hot takes. Too hot, she couldn't take them. It happens all the time. And what about the not shopping part? Are you participating in that also?
I haven't bought anything yet today. And I'm also not selling anything today either.
Is it okay if I buy stuff as long as I throw it at a man?
No.
Oh, I guess I'm doing it wrong.
I am a Trump supporter, but I feel kind of sad being here because I really want to bond with these women, but I don't feel like they would want to bond with me.
I think the best thing to do for women would be to invent a baby that's uncrappable.
That sounds like that's an amazing idea.
We've got Uncrustables already. I think we can just use that technology. Uncrappables. Yeah, I'm trying to help women.
That's a great idea. I would love Uncrappables.
I saw on the site that it said that where you're like striking for people because there's people in vulnerable communities that can't strike for themselves.
No, but it's just total white privilege right now to be able to be out striking right now.
I feel like that too. I feel like that too because saying you're striking for someone else kind of sounds like I'm saying, hey, I'm going to have extra fun at Six Flags because you can't go to Six Flags, so I'm going to have way more fun without you. I don't think anyone would be like, thank you.
They might be, though.
What do you think about you're not taking care of your kids or abstaining from childcare on today?
Oh, I think that's actually really sad. I think that, I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do, if it's your son's birthday? You just say sorry and send him to Chuck E. Cheese with some dude?
I definitely think that's the selfish decision to do.
Yeah, don't send your kids to Chuck E. Cheese with some dude. I'm not a parent, but I feel like that's good advice. What do you think about, you know, some workplace issues? For me, my biggest workplace issue is this guy named Steve Ducey will not stop microwaving fish at the office.
I think it's also sexist. It's affecting the woman. The woman's got to clean up the thing. You know, it's affecting you too as a woman in the workplace.
So fish in the microwave is a feminist issue.
Yeah, you got to get that stank out.
I think that I'm on board. That convinced me. So I decided to go to the biggest offender where every day is a day without women. Men's Warehouse. Excuse me, sir, are you aware that you're contributing to an oppressive patriarchal society?
No.
Don't man-interrupt me. Yeah, take your microaggressive mansplanations elsewhere. I am going to stay here and protest until it becomes everyone's warehouse.
Nice work there.
Thank you.
Did you make any friends?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Because I could see some potential for some bonding that.
Yeah, it wasn't really very fun. There was a lot of yelling. And you can yell in your real life. You can yell at work. Yelling isn't really the way to get through to anybody, though. That's kind of what I found out.
Yeah.
But,
I like softly swearing at people.
I was suspicious that a lot of them didn't have jobs to begin with.
That's true. How can you take off something you don't have, Kennedy? Ask a nudist.
You know, nudists always bring, which I think is fascinating, a towel.
Yeah, it is true. And an ointment. What did you make of this whole thing?
I love the guy at Men's Warehouse who was just answering a question. She told him to stop interrupting her.
Yes. But the march in general, the day off, what do you make of it?
I think it's goofy, and it promotes victimization and separatization, and it doesn't honor the right of the individual to complete the tasks that are implicit within them, and the greatness that shines forth from every human being, regardless of gender or sexuality.
Cyrus, imagine you being in a relationship. Yeah, if you're. What's your problem? What if you took it? How would your relationship with a woman be if you decided to take the day off? They would be laughing at you.
Typically, would be the way it always is: nag, 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 complain. Listen, I was always, me and my buddies always kind of curious, like what killed chivalry?
Yeah.
The girls at that march did. So, I just thought it was funny because for me, I was excited about it, because I thought, wow, a day without women, I can do what I want to do.
Right,
you know what I mean? And I was like, they're going to be all protesting and wanting to equal the stuff they already have. And I was just going to have a giant bowl of Captain Crunch and have my friends over. We were going to watch ESPN and have Playboy magazines out. We're just going to have a guy's day bathrobe.
No Playboy magazines without
Don't interrupt me. You're not supposed to be here on Women's Day. And all that happened was my phone kept ringing. And I'm like, hey, it's Day Without a Woman. Why are you calling me? Stop texting me. Leave me alone. And it didn't work out like that. I went to my favorite restaurant. Same mean waitress was there. Like, why are you here? Go outside and be free. Yeah. Let us hang out. I was going to cook myself. We were going to have omelets with brownies. Whatever we wanted to do. It was our day. Technically, and it didn't happen. I felt like Al Bundy and Ma'am. They just walked in and just ruined everything.
Walter, I have a theory that women are harder on women than men are, and I think this kind of what about the bitterness directed at women who don't join women? Like teachers take off and they come the next day and see a teacher that didn't take the day off. How do they treat her? It's like I feel that this actually hurts the people that decided not to take the day off.
Well, let's get real serious. My wife teaches journalism at UNLV, which is a big public school, big institution that serves immigrant, first in their family, college students, and she has 30 kids to teach there. Right. If she had not showed up that day, 30 immigrants wouldn't be getting an education. I think it was a terrible, classist, ridiculous, boneheaded move. Now, also, it was bad for me because I went to Hooters that day. And it's like, if you want hot wings, that busboy over in the corner has a tray. So, because I'm living in Las Vegas, then I go down to the Spearmint Rhino Strip Club. I got a friend from out of town. And it's like a dog act. It's a poodle playing a glockenspiel. And a fat guy who painted a mouth around his belly button and was going, hello, welcome to...
Jerry, yeah.
And I was like, this Day Without a Woman is awful. How come the only activists in Las Vegas are also strippers,
Oh, my God.
Glad
well, you know what? I think we've learned something today, and I don't know what it is. So, we're going to take a break. Up next, a story so jarring, you want to fill it with your grandma's peaches. I like that one. Is your TV spying on you? And in a related story, is your toaster sleeping with your Roomba? But first, a word from our sponsor.
Tonight's show is sponsored by Uncrappables. It's those designer babies incapable of soiling themselves. With Uncrappables, you get all the fun of a baby with none of the mess. Uncrappables, coming soon in the year 2032.
Can they see thee when you pee? Through your TV. I speak of our spy agency, the CIA. Yes, according to the very wise and extremely handsome people of WikiLeaks, whom I'd never want to anger or offend in any way. They've released internal CIA files that supposedly contain details on its surveillance capabilities, including the ability to hack into an Android phone or a Samsung smart TV, which made everyone a little nervous. Thank goodness FBI Director James Comey comforted a concerned nation.
There is no such thing as absolute privacy in America. There is no place in America outside of judicial reach.
Well, I'm screwed. All those movies I made. The thing is, I've known for a few years that smart TVs had the ability to record you, and I've taken full advantage of it. See that camera in the corner right there? See that? It's been watching you every Saturday night, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Bob in Cleveland, for God's sake, close your bathrobe. And Carol in Fort Wayne, that's not the right way to use a hairbrush. Listen, better you hear it from me than Big Brother. Everyone, from now on, be on your best behavior. That includes you, Ken from Topeka. See, I think he knows we're watching him because he adds the music.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. All right, Kennedy, sooner or later, all of us are going to be exposed. And if somebody doesn't do it to us, we tend to do it ourselves. Shouldn't it be kind of like a privacy mulligan?
No. I mean,
no? No, but I mean, like, if you get
Here's my problem with what James Comey said. He said, no one has the right to expect absolute privacy.
Right.
And I think the next place he's going with this is we don't have the right to expect any privacy, and that's not okay. That compromises our basic freedom. Mm-hmm. And none of this stuff is okay. And if this were all false, and if this leak was a bunch of phony baloney, you'd think that the Clinton campaign would have done what the CIA would have done if it were fake. They would have come out with a strong denial. And all the Clinton campaign did was Jennifer Palmieri was like, I don't remember sending those emails. It might have been me, but probably not. The CIA kind of did the same thing, which means essentially that all this stuff is true. Government has this capability. They're addicted to spying on you, and that is wrong.
Because spying is fun, Walter. By the way, teen hackers have had this technology for a while. I remember reading about a kid who was able to turn on a laptop and watch a girl, and he got arrested for it, right? That happened in California like a couple years ago. Or did I dream this? Or was it a made-for-TV movie with C. Thomas Howell? You remember?
I don't, but he's one of my favorites.
He really is. He's fantastic. He's aged well. The argument that I hate is that people say you shouldn't worry about loss of privacy if you aren't doing anything wrong. But I believe that if you aren't doing anything wrong or you don't have anything to hide, you're a boring, miserable person, and I don't want to know you.
You know, and who knows, someday you might have something to hide.
Oh, yes.
I mean, wearing, ethnic-themed Halloween costumes at Yale University is now a hate crime.
Yeah, well, let's say you did that in '84.
5 years from now, who knows what's going to be illegal.
That's true.
But here's my real problem. The CIA isn't doing a good job of selling this as a safety technology. Like, a lot of major terrorist events have been actually disrupted because of Samsung spying on people. So I think when they make the argument for keeping us safe, they need to tell us some of these things.
I think you're right. Kat?
I have two things. First of all, when you
stop bragging.
When you talk about the teenager that can turn on the laptop thing, I think that's an important thing to note because you're so concerned about security, but you have to think about the fact that Samsung and tech companies knowing about this vulnerability might actually make us more safe, because there's no such thing as a vulnerability that only we or that only the good guys can use. It opens it up to other hackers, other foreign nations, or the kid who can turn on the laptop.
Of course.
So it just, we might be more safe because of that. And also, I don't expect absolute privacy, but I do expect what I'm guaranteed by in the Bill of Rights of unreasonable search. And that's not even me saying that's what I'd like it. That's what the Bill of Rights is saying. So you have a problem with that?
But
Don't talk to me, talk to Bill.
Yeah, but the Bill of Rights can't talk. It's an inanimate object.
Well, it's talk. No,
that
it's
little cartoon that was on Saturday.
Yes, exactly. How to be a Bill.
I mean, here's the thing. But here's the thing. You wanted technology. You got technology. You can hack into a baby camera and scare kids in their cribs. You can hack, it's not funny if it's your kid, but it's funny if it's somebody else's kid, and that's the problem with America, in general.
If it's somebody else, it's funny.
If you want technology, the CIA doesn't need to talk about it, because we're already all doing it. Everyone's already, they don't have to respond, they can look through your TV. The average guy with 2 computers in his basement can do it.
Yeah.
As long as you got Wi-Fi in your house, that's a gateway to get in, and you don't need the CIA to do it. And if you don't realize that, and the reason why Apple comes out with a new phone every year is they keep updating the stuff so it's easier to get into it. So stop waiting in line to get a new one. Go get a rotary phone if you don't want people in your stuff. Get away from. You think I'm playing? When I'm done with entertainment and stuff, I'll be in Montana down the street with a rotary phone. You catch me between 10 and 5. If I don't pick up my phone, we ain't talking.
Yeah.
Do you think it's good for tech companies to know about these things then?
It doesn't matter if they know or not.
I'm going back to the oral legend.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going back to the oral legend. No technology.
You can't stop
it. I completely disagree. I think it's better for tech companies to know, to come out and say it, and to say that they are going to protect their customers with better encryption, and it's good for them to know what the government is capable of doing, especially when they're intercepting all sorts of messages, email, text, and voice before the encryption kicks in. That is not okay.
Music is telling us we have to move on. An exciting topic awaits, a revelation that will change your life forever, or possibly not, I can't remember. Is NASCAR about to ruin their own sport? The answer rhymes with yes. Today, we bring you sad news, the death of masculinity. NASCAR is reportedly considering making cars quieter so that fans can talk to each other in the hopes that it will somehow improve this race day experience. And so we look back at the long, fruitful life of masculinity.
Masculinity was born in 200,000 BC when Neanderthals appear, but it's a dangerous place and food is scarce. It was kill or be killed if you wanted dinner. Language wasn't invented, so brute masculine strength was key to survival. Masculinity was born and civilization begins to thrive. Awesome stuff starts happening around the globe.
If you don't believe me, watch me.
The point? To impress potential mates, so they will have sex with you and pass on your genes. Unless you die. But times were good for masculinity.
One small step for man. Well, do you knock?
Unfortunately, it was short-lived. 2004, doctors realize something is wrong. A man is spotted in Brooklyn wearing a pair of jeans that appear 4 sizes too small for him. 6 years later, that same man is spotted with an extra patch of hair on his head in the shape of a dinner roll. Masculinity could not be saved, culminating in this. Which brings us to today. NASCAR is considering making its cars quieter. And that is how masculinity died.
Tyrus, that was very educational, by the way, Tom O'Connor, well done. Tyrus, is wrestling next? I mean, do you think these guys...
Whoa. Stop.
What?
No. Next question.
Yeah. You don't think that maybe people would like wrestlers to hug a little more?
Then it wouldn't be wrestling. It'd be Cinema After Dark or something. Listen, going to a NASCAR thing for conversation is like saying, wow, it's a wet fire. It's not what it's for.
Yes.
You go to yell and scream and watch crazy guys go in circles. You know where they're going. You shouldn't want to see what happens next because they're going to come back.
Yes.
But you go and you enjoy it. Wrestling, you go to escape and watch guys fight to the death, kinda, and then come back and do it the following week. It's what we do. If you take that away from us, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
but,
you're right. It's like going to...
Don't take it so seriously.
It's like going to a church picnic when you want to get wasted and do body shots off strippers.
Yes, there you go.
Not at all.
There you go.
Not at
No,
all.
Why do you do that at a church picnic? I don't think so.
I don't go to
It's
church.
like going to Hooters on Day Without a Woman Day.
Bam.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, but if the
callback.
church is non-judgmental and forgiving,
That's true.
you know, and there is communion and all that.
That's true. Forgiveness
They really
is there.
throw their doors
But here's the
open.
thing
That's
about,
why NASCAR's doomed. That right there.
here's the thing about NASCAR. First of all, do millennials go to NASCAR? Because this story was about millennials like to talk.
Right. That, it was about
NASCAR.
having their phones and like they're not paying attention. They want to have a more social because they can't pay attention and they're losing interest in cars.
Right. There's not much to talk about at NASCAR. Like Tyra said, though, it's like, hey, do you see that thing go around in a circle? I think it's going to do it again.
Yes.
You go to see the
Without
crash.
the noise, it's like laundry in the dryer.
You go to motorsports events to witness the Doppler effect.
Motorsports is a contradiction in terms.
That's why you go. That's why you go see Supercross and NASCAR and stock car racing. That's what you go for. You want the buzz and the adrenaline and the energy. You want your head to ring with the sound of the engines constantly, so when you go home and you still hear it when you sleep, you have that great memory.
We're putting
You have to
telling us
Starbucks everything.
Yeah.
Like everything needs to start. Just have Starbucks and events.
You know what they should? I don't think they've gone far enough. I think they should replace the engine with pedals and turn the oval track into like a circular pond and call it the National Association of Paddle Boat Racing. Racing. It could be called Napper. You like that? Napper? Don't you think? I like paddle boats.
Love them.
Yeah, they're
Big fan.
I am
So
too.
good for the quad.
They really are, but they are misapplying this idea. I think it smells of desperation, like you're trying to appease an audience when the audience.
That audience wants louder cars. Say you're going to make them louder, and say that you're going to have the drivers drink before they drive.
You know what it's
The
like?
crowd will love
That's
that.
wrong.
Remember
It
the
is
NHL
wrong.
All-Star game about, it was like 15 years ago. They had the puck that lit up, and it was stupid, and they were like, well, for people who aren't fans of hockey, we'll allow them to follow the sport because then they'll know exactly where the puck's going. But no one wanted it. No one was. It was just a gimmick, and it was stupid, and they stopped doing it.
It's like trying to attract somebody who's not attracted to you. It's desperate.
It's like if they used wiffle balls in, the American League or something.
Exactly.
But my other problem with this is that, how can I put it? NASCAR is a sport that is all about wasting fuel, wasting energy. I don't think the cars are going to go as fast once they're quiet.
I feel like instead of hockey fights, they talk it out using I statements.
It's going to be like watching Priuses.
I don't want to watch that.
I like that. All right. Oh, I can't wait for this segment. Still ahead, the inevitable collision of the Milky Way and Andromeda Galaxy. Not even sure what that means. But first, a new segment where I honor one of my many life heroes. And this one is the poop. You know what the world needs more of? Don't applaud yet. Greg's Heroes is all about people that inspire me because they make fearless choices. My first hero here probably looks familiar to some of you. Her name's Alana Becker. Don't applaud. Does she look familiar to you at all? Because you've seen her often on this very channel over and over again. I bet you saw her today maybe 3 times.
I hope so.
If you can't figure out who she is, then let's take a look at her latest, greatest work.
Hey, where are you going? We've got that thing. Diarrhea, abdominal pain. But we said we'd be there. Who makes the decisions around here? It's me. Don't think I'll make it. Stomach again. Send.
Now, for an actor, it's easy to play a famous athlete or an astronaut or a controversial politician, but to play an upset gastrointestinal system, it takes guts to play guts. Which is why Ilana Becker is my hero of the week. All right. I'm mildly obsessed with you because I see the commercial.
You and my mom, and that's it.
Did you know what you were reading for when you got the audition?
Yeah, actually, I had played the voice in the demo animatics months before the commercial was even a thing, when it was still in the pitching phase. So all I had seen was like just a small black and white picture, a drawing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. This is your show.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad
Cut me off, please, get the hook.
I'm glad you recognize that because some people don't. Daniel Day-Lewis, he fully gets into character when he plays someone like
please
Lincoln.
say his name again.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Yes.
With me. That's
yes.
great. Thank you.
Did you do the same? Like you're playing irritable bowel syndrome. Did you spend the whole day being irritable bowel syndrome?
Well, as someone who has suffered from some stomach issues myself,
Me too.
I really wanted to make sure that the condition, where I didn't make fun of it.
Of course.
You know, so it came from a place that was...
it came from a good place.
Came from a good place.
Yes.
An honest place.
It always does. It always comes from a good place.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who, me?
Why?
He's so polite.
I'm so happy.
He makes eye contact when he speaks. You're horrible to us.
No.
Why can't you treat us like
You know what you are? You're like the bratty kids because I have a neighbor kid.
No, we're like the step kids that you forget to bring in the house.
I have a new family. I get it.
Yeah.
Wow. He loves you, apparently. That's what love looks like.
I find it interesting.
I love you guys.
He'll beat us for touching you. Don't do it.
I find it's amazing.
Listen, blondes have to stick together.
You are hijacking this segment. It's amazing that your name is Ilana.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, it is.
I liked the first pun, the guts to play guts.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Now, they have you wearing a wig there. Was that your choice so that people don't recognize you? Or
No, I think they wanted to make the character a little bit more character-y.
It's very Kathy Griffin.
Everyone keeps saying that it was not, that was completely unintentional, but she has been incredibly supportive, and I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, she's a wonderful person. Has she opened the door for other work in playing, I guess, other bodily issues?
I will say that my heart and my colon belong to Irritable.
Oh, that's nice. That's your first love.
Actually,
it really is.
Sad but true.
Yeah. I mean, for playing IBS in that commercial, you really dive into it. I mean, it's like you have a good time.
I think, honestly, she represents everything I love about comedy.
Yes.
You know, you commit fully and you inhabit a role, and to me, it's like the ultimate freedom. You have a costume, you explore how someone walks through the world and upsets people. Well-meaning.
Yes.
But irritating. And I did want to tell you something.
Yes.
So what the audience might not know is that Greg sent me some of his books, and I read them, and I love them. And I haven't written a book yet, but I did. I hope this is a good placeholder. It's a first edition. Don't read the binding. It's a first edition. It was hard to find.
Oh, really?
But I thought it might...
I'm excited by this.
It would kind of level the playing field. I don't know if you could see this, but it's a first edition copy of Everyone Poops.
Everyone Poops? There you go.
Not affiliated with my brand at all. I won't tell any jokes. I'll just keep giving books.
This is fantastic. It is true, though. Everybody does poop.
So it's like a great equalizer, right?
It is. Everybody. All right, on that note, thank you, Ilana. Thanks for coming and putting up with me. Final thoughts next. Stick around. But first, let's see what the home audience is up to. Here's Phil in Boulder on our spy cam.